Join me in today's video as I turn this blank slate of a pantry, we've just moved into a new house, into a slightly more organized space. I've also done a big grocery haul restock because we basically had nothing at all in the house that we moved in, and we turned it into a somewhat organized version 1.0 of a pantry. So come along in today's video. So we've been in temporary accommodation now for the better part of a year. So this pantry, when we moved into the house, this is a brand new house, was obviously completely empty. Got lots and lots of room in here that I need to organize. This is the corner where the fridge freezer is going to go. And I also have a lot of room over here for a potential deep freeze or something like that in the future. And if the pantry is messy, I can always close this pocket door. But in terms of food, before we get organizing, the only thing I really had was a bit of coffee, and I had some spices. So these spices I actually put in an airtight container in storage to make sure no little rodents or anything got into them. But spices, as you know, last for a really long time. So I had most of the basics, you know, your chilies and your I don't use cayenne very often, but I still have it. And then, you know, some herbs and fennel and things like that. So this is really all that I had when we moved. Right, so excuse the mess, we're still unpacking, but here is the grocery haul that I did just the other night. We're literally starting with the couple of spices that you guys saw. That's all we have in the house. So we wanted to have some healthy food. So I'm going to go through here what I've bought to kind of restock the pantry, the fridge and the freezer. So here we've got some crackers, some tea. I've already got coffee. Over here we've got the staples. So I often use Dijon for dressings and things like that. We've got some tomato sauce or ketchup as you call it, depending where you live. We've got ginger. We've got minced garlic. Normally I don't always use these, I prefer to use fresh if I can, but these add really good flavors to things, so I decided to go with that. Needed to stock up on stock cubes, no pun intended. So we've got beef, chicken and vegetable stock here. I quite often use this when I boil rice and things like that to add to. We had tacos last night, so I bought 2 of these, but we've used one already. Got some sesame seeds, I love that on like fried rice and stuff like that. And then good old green curry paste. It's really handy to have in the cupboard, lots of good flavor. Some natural peanut butter, crunchy. If you are team crunchy as well, let me know in the comments. And then we have some honey, some lemon juice, some olive oil and some vinegar. Now these things here plus the Dijon, etc., you can make pretty much any dressing that you want with that, so it's amazing. My husband is gluten-free, so I got some gluten-free flour so I can make sauces and things like that. Moving along to snacks, we love popcorn. I like making popcorn myself from the popcorn kernels, but Aldi didn't have them, and I just went to Aldi because I was exhausted after the move, so I got some microwave popcorn, some almonds for a pretty good price at the moment. And then we didn't really have anything, obviously, in the form of cheese, so we're going to have a little cheese platter with the crackers this weekend. So I got some nice cheddar, got some blue cheese, some feta for salads, and just some butter spread. Now the thing with cheese, I use tasty cheese for almost everything, like grated cheese on tacos, and this big block here is really good value. So I often do that for pretty much everything that I cook. Moving along to producey things, I got mushrooms that I blended in with our tacos. I got just the 1 red onion. Carrots we snack on a lot with the hummus I've got back there. So carrots we use in a lot of our things. This is the lettuce we're using at the moment. I find that these last a whole lot better than the other salady baggy things that you can get. So this one we used for tacos yesterday, we'll use it for other things this week coming up. Got a couple of tomatoes, a sweet potato that I'm using in a curry tonight, and some brown onion and a big bag of potatoes. These Aussie red potatoes were the best deal at the moment at Aldi, so that's what I ended up getting. Over here we've got some staples. So we've got 2 big cans of tuna. I did have someone tell me that in Europe or in Sweden specifically, tuna is actually not a very cheap protein. So let me know where you live if tuna is quite affordable. Here in Australia, these big cans are very cheap, so I tend to have them on hand. I've got 2 ready-made soups there just for quick dinners when we're out of good ideas. A big pack of rice and some diced tomatoes is always good to have, and some coconut milk that I'm going to use for my curry tonight. Moving along, frozen veg. If you're not new to the channel, you know that I love my frozen veg. In my freezer, you will most often find corn over there, green beans, and some kind of peas. Frozen vegetables are a brilliant cost-effective alternative, especially these days when a lot of supply chain issues are affecting the shopping and stuff. So I really like having these on hand. I'll often also have like a mixed frozen veg. But because I've already got kind of onion and carrots and stuff going on over here, I just decided to start with this. I don't really use sour cream and stuff for tacos. I use yogurt. So I just got 1 tub of yogurt, 1 big tub of hummus. We like hummus. My partner is team skim milk, I'm team almond milk, so that's why we have 2 different ones. And then my proteins, turkey mince was on special at my Aldi, so I got 2, 1 we used last night. Got some chicken thigh, and because Australia, and I'm sure a lot of places are experiencing this egg shortage at the moment, I did just get a small pack of eggs because they were pretty much out of most eggs at my shop. And then this is a really affordable fish that I like to use for curries and stuff like that. So I'm going to make a fish curry tonight with that green curry paste that you saw over there, and some rice and some vegetables. And as you can imagine, when you are setting up a new house, you are also missing some other things. So I had to get some toilet paper, some laundry detergent, some shower gel, and a couple of hand soaps because we now have 2 bathrooms, plus obviously I want to have one at the sink. So this giant grocery haul, I will put the amount that I paid for it in the description box below, but everything here came from Aldi Australia. I still have a couple of things to pick up from other places as well. Oh, I did forget 2 loaves of bread. Give me 1 second. I did late night shopping, so there was not a lot left on the shelves, but Aldi does have this gluten-free seeded bread that my partner doesn't mind, and then I just got a whole grain, multigrain sourdough bread for me. We don't eat a whole lot of bread, so that should last us for quite a while, and we just freeze the bread and then toast it when we're going to eat it. But this is essentially it. A lot of these things, especially the stuff up here, will last me for months. In terms of spices, etc. Obviously the fresh produce and the proteins, etc. Most of that will probably be gone in the next 1 to 2 weeks. A big block of cheese like this will probably last us a good 2 to 3 weeks. But essentially, it goes to show that if you're setting up a new place from scratch, you can quite easily set it up on a budget. And thank you, Aldi Australia, for being a really good, affordable option in these times when groceries are quite expensive. Okay, so this is what we're working with today. I've got 4 of these identical containers. They're pretty big and not very deep. So I got these at Kmart. We're going to see how they work. They also come with lids, which I may or may not use. And over here we've got these that you may have seen from my previous pantry. They're also from Kmart, and they're not as deep, but they need a good clean. So I'm going to see if I can make these work. But this is what the pantry currently looks like. So I've got a lot of room up here. I haven't really worked out at all where things are going to go. I've got 2 power points over there, which is why the toaster and the microwave are there. And then my coffee and machine and kettle is here. But as you can see, it's all just shoved in here. And I do have more kitchen related boxes to unpack. So yeah, let's see what works. And you would have seen my grocery haul. I've got a little bit of food here. I've got some stuff in the kitchen. So let's see how we can transform this. So the first thing I did here was to just run some hot soapy water with a tiny bit of vinegar in, which can help cut through grease. So I gave these tubs a really good scrub. and made sure that they were really clean. And then unfortunately my camera spazzed out and didn't record all the organizing part, which I'm really bummed about. But here is the final result for version 1.0 of the pantry. And I will definitely bring you guys an updated tour here, but essentially what I did is group things together. So I've got my canned goods there in the top bin, I've got any snack related things on the bottom, my coffee and tea and items relating to that, and spices, etc. And regardless what size of pantry you are organizing, that's probably the biggest tip that I can give you. I will also link a kitchen organizing video I did for a good friend of mine a little while ago. I will link that in the description box if you want to see that. But grouping things together just really helps you, especially in a new space. Just find where things are, and especially if you have other people in the family as well who are helping out with things. So this is basically the very first version of what these shelves will look like. And at least at this point in the unpacking, we were pretty tired, but at least now we kind of know where things are. And the fridge freezer is the same one that we used to have. I will link a video to the fridge and freezer organization tour that I did of that fridge freezer in our previous place. So these shelves up here will probably change over time. But for now, it's really good that things are out of the way and high up enough that the cat can't get to them, which is always a bonus. And this counter I've just kept really, really minimal with the things that we use every single day. And I actually ended up having 2 tubs to spare plus a couple of lids. So I will be shuffling things around and organizing this a little bit better. But do subscribe to the channel if you want to see the updated version of the pantry tour.